everyone, it is Susie and I hope everybody's doing well. I have a little Easter journal, and I know that I'm a little late for Easter, but if you're still working and have Easter photos and just want a fun Easter journal, I am going to go ahead and put this in the Etsy shop. I was hoping to get it done before Easter, it just didn't happen. And so, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the shop. I had thought about holding it back till next year, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it in there. I did have a few just pieces that I didn't use, and so I'm just going to include them in the journal. They're just some dyed paper there, images of what's in the journal. Now this kit, or these papers, did come from Vintage by Me. I will be sure to link her shop in the description box. So anyway, really loved the images. You can see the little bunnies there. I kind of just tore this around and then added some parchment paper behind it. So anyway, I just like the look. I didn't put anything on the back of this one. I may go ahead and stamp the little journal stamp and get it on there before I ship it out. So here what I did is I just went to Pinterest and I got some Easter images. So that is where the images have come from, with the little girls and the Easter images in this. And then here I've just got two of the sheets of the paper for you to write on, just for journaling. So, and I just made a little pocket with some vintage music sheet. I did strengthen it a little bit. It has a piece of paper glued to it that it would strengthen it so it didn't rip. Add a little vintage button, little cheesecloth there. And then here is just, these are one of the glassines that I have. These are the really tall ones. These are like the 3.5 by 5 or something. They're the more long, slender ones. And so I have just coffee dyed those, is what I've done, or tea dyed. I have a little tea coffee dye blend that I usually put together. I did do a little collaging. This is some of the tape that I showed you, the Tim Holtz tape from the Weekend Morning Brew. I actually just made a collage. I love this. I cut this piece down a little wider, and I just cut it into, just cut it a little slender, just to work better for what I wanted there, the look. And I added, now these have come from the Hopeful Bird. These are just some of the little, some of them are verses, some of them are just little sayings that actually come with a journal. When she sent me the blank journals, which is what this base is a Hopeful Bird base journal. And so I decided to use those in here because to me Easter is all about the resurrection, anyway, of Jesus. So for me, it's, it should be geared towards that. So that is what I put in this journal. It says, God is wild about you. And then here I've just added another little image. And I did a lot of stitching on all the pieces in the journal here. Just some little decorated eggs. I did add this is some actual ephemera here. This is just some actual, this is like 1941. It says 1930, but I can see they must have been using it in the 40s because 1941. So, anyway, but I did use some actual ephemera in this book. It isn't a copy, it's the actual stuff. And I made me a little parchment backing for the flower. I did dye the flower, stain it with the coffee tea. blend. And then here I've just got like a little parchment round parchment paper. Added some little coffee dyed, tea dyed rosettes there and a little image. And of course my image is all stitched around. Here is another couple of just little fun images. Looks like I need to glue that down. I didn't get that edge down. I'll do that. Made a little book. Oh, it's, yeah. Let's say I thought it was a little book. Yeah. I did it kind of different because I made a little flat part where you could kind of write in if you wanted to, that sits on the actual front of the little booklet there. And then you open the booklet and there it is. So, and that just slips in. This is like a little cookie bag. And then of course I like to put that little extra journal in. It seems like I do that a lot anymore. Your soul is glorious, and then here's just like a little parchment thing that I've stitched around to put a button on it. And here is some tape, again, that Tim Holtz tape. Little image, of course, from Pinterest with the stitching around. I just stitched everything in white. And this is my favorite weather is chirping bird weather. And then some more parchment. I just made little paper ruffles. And then I've added a couple of little tags there. And this is another thing from the Hopeful Bird. Perhaps this is the moment for which you have been created. Esther 4:14. Another little ruffle there. And then here is the back. And it just sits in one of these glassine bags. And I also put one here. It says, you belong to the one who holds all things together. And that just sits in the middle of the signature there. Or the middle of the, yeah, book. And then here is another little parchment backing on the flower. Then I have one of the glassine envelopes. And here is just a little, maybe something just a little different there. A little flip up to write on. Little image there from the kit. Well, it does not want to go in there. I tried to put the image on the back, so I wanted it going the right way. Oh, and I forgot I had ephemera. This is also the real, it even has some kind of old little clamps there, or paper clips there. And this is from 1925. So that's a fun little, out of Joplin, Missouri. So what I did is I just clipped it under that flap on the envelope. And then here I used one of the junk mail little windows. Added one of my little coffee tea dyed flowers there. And it says, Jesus calls you valuable and beloved no matter how many things you get done. And for me, sometimes that's very little. So, here is another couple of just little pieces I've stitched around. Like I said, I've stitched around all of the little image pieces there. And a little journaling paper. This I made, this is just an envelope, or a bag. And so I decorated the bag, and instead of putting it in the signature, I just decided to put it on the, whoops, I think okay, I was like, I knew there was something supposed to be in that other side there. But what I did is, instead of just putting it in the middle, I decided just to glue it to the page and just have it flap open. off the page. So just something a little different. Here is the little booklet. And of course I did, like I said, some stitching, but that white is really hard to see when you do it. Jesus will point your heart at what matters the most. And of course a little stitching there. Flip it up and kind of write in it if you'd like. And then here is, I just added journaling paper. We've got this little image here, and of course just blank on the back so you can write. And then here is another one of the little bunny and that girl, and just a piece of writing paper there, scrap paper. So, and then I just put a paper clip on it to kind of hold it all together. Oops. Okay. And I did just kind of glue the bag so it's not going to go all the way down to the crease of the bag, because I did have to glue a little bit of that down. And then here is another and I just made a little trifold journaling piece there. I put hope is. That is some of the wording from the Hopeful Bird that I just cut out. And that is the journal. And like I said, I will put a little journal on the back of that, a little stamped journal. So there is my little Easter journal. I will be doing a little collab. And of course I do have my collab with Rhonda Winstead, and that will be coming up for April or May's spread on our bullet journal. So I'll have that out, and then of course another weekend morning brew of some great finds that I found over the holiday weekend, over the Easter holiday weekend. So anyway, guys, have a great week. I hope that everybody has a productive week and a crafty week. And I will catch you in the next video.